Have you ever wondered why your body starts to feel so different after 50? The energy dips, the sleep becomes lighter, your mood shifts, and even your motivation fades. Most people brush it off as a normal part of aging, but that's not the full truth, and you don't have to accept it. I'm Dr. William Mark. For over 30 years, I've helped thousands of men just like you, men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, regain their health, confidence, and vitality. Not with pills, not with complicated routines, but through simple, natural steps that work with your body, not against it. Today, I'll walk you through 7 of the most important things every man over 50 should be doing. These aren't vague wellness tips. These are specific, proven actions that can change your health and your life if you're willing to commit. They're straightforward, realistic, and something you can start doing today. But here's the truth. Every moment you wait is a moment lost. Time isn't slowing down, and neither should you. So if you're serious about your health, stick with me to the very end, because step number 7 might surprise you the most. Step 1. The right kind of exercise to reignite your energy. Step 1 is simple, but most men over 50 either avoid it or do it wrong. Movement. But not just any kind of movement, the right kind. The kind that actually boosts your testosterone, supports your joints, and reignites the natural energy that might feel long gone. Let me be clear. Walking is good, but it's not enough on its own. What your body needs now is a combination of gentle resistance training and low-impact cardio. Think bodyweight exercises, light dumbbells, water aerobics, or brisk walking on an incline. This kind of activity does more than burn calories. It sends a message to your muscles, your bones, and your brain that you're still in the game, that your body still matters, that strength and mobility aren't things of the past. I remember working with a man named Howard, 54, who told me he hadn't done anything physical in years. His knees hurt, his back was stiff, and he believed working out was just for younger guys. We started with 5 minutes of basic squats while holding onto a chair for balance, followed by walking laps in his backyard. 3 weeks later, his energy returned. His sleep got deeper. His morning stiffness, nearly gone. What changed wasn't just his body, it was his belief about what he could do. If you're watching this and thinking, that's great for other people, but not for me, I want you to stop, because this is for you. Don't wait until something breaks before you start moving. Every day you don't move, your body slowly forgets how. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need a six-pack. You need a reason. And here it is. You deserve to feel strong again. So start today. Stand up, stretch, and walk for 10 minutes. Then do it again tomorrow. Your future self will thank you, and so will everyone who loves you. If this resonates with you, leave a comment with the number 2. Let me know you're ready to take that first step. Step 2. Nutrition that restores hormonal balance and fuels vitality. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: what you put on your plate. After 50, your body doesn't process food the same way it used to. You can eat the same meals you've always had, yet still gain weight, feel sluggish, or struggle with digestion. But here's the thing. The right nutrition isn't just about preventing disease. It's your fuel for energy, hormone balance, and long-term vitality. And no, this doesn't mean starving yourself or giving up everything you enjoy. It means making smarter choices that support your testosterone, reduce inflammation, and give your heart and brain what they truly need. I once worked with a man named Samuel, 62, who came to me exhausted, bloated, and constantly craving sugar. His blood pressure was high, and his libido was low. Instead of giving him another supplement, I asked him to cut out just 2 things for a week: processed carbs and sugary drinks. We swapped in leafy greens, salmon twice a week, nuts, berries, and simple whole grains. Within 2 weeks, he lost 4 pounds. His blood pressure improved, and the mental fog that had been clouding him for years finally started to lift. He told me it felt like someone flipped a switch in his brain. Food is powerful. It can be the slowest form of poison or the most accessible form of medicine. And the best part? You have complete control over it. Start by upgrading just one meal a day. Replace your usual breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Skip the pastries. Add some avocado, eggs, or oats. Small, consistent changes create lasting momentum. Don't wait until your next lab result to make a shift. Your body is constantly listening to what you feed it. Speak to it with care. And if you've ever underestimated how food impacts your hormones, your energy, your sleep, or even your drive, this is your wake-up call. Don't delay. The right nutrition is a decision you make 3 times a day, every day. Choose it wisely. Step 3. Prostate awareness. Could save your future. There's one topic most men avoid until it's too late. Prostate health. It's not sexy. It's not something we joke about with friends. But after 50, it's one of the most important conversations you can have. Not just with your doctor, but with yourself. Because ignoring it doesn't make it go away. And the truth is, many prostate issues begin quietly, with subtle signs that are easy to miss. Slower urine flow, more frequent night trips to the bathroom, or a dull pressure that never seems to ease. These might sound minor, but they're not. They're your body's early warning system. I'll never forget Roy, a 66-year-old retired pilot who came to see me for what he thought were unrelated issues. Trouble sleeping, fatigue, mild back pain. Nothing too alarming. But when I asked him about his bathroom habits, he hesitated. Then admitted he'd been waking up 3 or 4 times a night to pee for months. We ran a PSA test and scheduled an ultrasound. The results caught something early, something that could have turned into something much worse if left unchecked. Roy's story ended well. A minor procedure, some lifestyle changes, and today he's back on his feet, healthier and more energetic than he's been in years. But it only happened because he stopped ignoring the signs. You see, the prostate is small, but its impact is massive. It surrounds part of the urethra and plays a major role in sexual function, urinary flow, and hormonal balance. And as you age, it naturally enlarges. That's normal. But what's not normal is pretending it isn't happening. You don't need to wait for pain to take action. Awareness is your best protection. Regular screenings, open conversations, and a proactive mindset can make all the difference. The earlier you catch any change, the more control you have. And here's the kicker. Taking care of your prostate doesn't just prevent problems, it can actually improve your quality of life right now. Better sleep, fewer bathroom interruptions, stronger performance. When your prostate is healthy, everything functions more smoothly. And you feel it. So if you've been putting this off, consider this your moment. Talk to your doctor. Schedule a checkup. Share this video with a friend who needs a nudge. Don't let embarrassment cost you your health, because your body is speaking. And the smartest thing you can do right now is listen. If this part struck a chord with you, drop a number 3 in the comments. Let me know you're committed to staying ahead of the curve. Step 4. Sleep and stress. The hidden threats to male vitality. You might be doing everything right, eating better, exercising, even getting your prostate checked, but if your sleep is poor and your stress is high, your body will still fight against you. Most men over 50 don't realize just how much damage stress and lack of sleep quietly cause. They're not always dramatic. You don't collapse, you don't break something. But slowly, they eat away at your hormones, your immune system, your focus, and your drive. Let me tell you about Blake, a 58-year-old small business owner who always looked healthy on paper. Blood pressure was okay, cholesterol fine, but he constantly felt tired. His wife noticed he was becoming more irritable and withdrawn, even though he was eating well and exercising. The missing piece? Sleep. He was averaging less than 5 hours a night, working late, worrying about finances, and scrolling on his phone until midnight. We focused on a sleep reset. No screens an hour before bed, a consistent wind-down routine, and a bit of journaling to unload his thoughts. Within 10 days, his mood shifted. He had more patience, better energy in the morning, and, to his surprise, a stronger libido. You see, your body heals, balances hormones, and resets every night, if you let it. Testosterone, for example, peaks during deep sleep. When that sleep is cut short or fragmented, your body never gets the full recovery it needs. And stress makes it worse. It triggers cortisol, your stress hormone, which directly suppresses testosterone production. It's a cruel loop. Stress leads to poor sleep leads to more stress, and over time, you feel like a shell of your former self. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can take control. Start small. Choose a bedtime and stick to it, even on weekends. Cut off caffeine after 2 p.m. Replace late-night scrolling with light reading or a calming podcast, and most importantly, carve out time during the day to breathe. Deep, slow breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Do it for 60 seconds, 3 times a day. It's simple, free, and incredibly effective at resetting your nervous system. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, snappy, or just off, take that as a sign. Not a weakness, not a failure, but a signal to reset. Your body isn't broken, it's tired. And with a little consistency, you can change everything. If this part spoke to you, type number 4 in the comments. Let's make sleep and calm a daily priority, not a luxury. Step 5. The power of social connection after 50. This might surprise you, but one of the strongest predictors of long-term health for men over 50 isn't diet or exercise. It's connection. Real, human connection. Not just being around people, but feeling seen, heard, and valued. Isolation is a silent epidemic among aging men, and the worst part? Most don't even realize it's happening until the effects hit hard. Depression, cognitive decline, low motivation, even heart issues. Your body isn't designed to go it alone. I once met a man named Chris, 70, a retired architect who looked strong and sharp, but something was missing. His wife had passed, his kids lived far away, and he told me he hadn't had a real conversation in months. I didn't think I needed it, he said, but now I feel like I'm disappearing. We worked on building one simple habit, one social interaction a day. It started with chatting with a neighbor, then attending a local book club, then volunteering at a community garden. Within weeks, his energy shifted. His voice was livelier. He laughed more. His blood pressure even improved. He felt alive again, not because of a supplement, but because of connection. When you isolate, your brain chemistry shifts. You produce less oxytocin, the bonding hormone that also helps regulate blood pressure and reduce stress. You become more prone to anxiety and chronic inflammation. But when you re-engage, even in small ways, your body and mind respond. And the effects are fast. A simple phone call, a walk with a friend, joining a group that meets once a week. These aren't just social activities, they're acts of health. And if you've ever told yourself, I'm fine on my own, take a second to challenge that thought. Because strong men aren't the ones who never need anyone. They're the ones who know when to reach out, when to invest in friendships, when to ask for help. Don't wait until the loneliness turns into something darker. You have more to give, more to share, and more to gain. If this resonated with you, type number 5 in the comments. Let us know one person you're going to reach out to this week. Your health depends on it, and so does your happiness. Step 6. Mental renewal. Reconnecting with yourself. There's a part of health we rarely talk about, especially as men. It's not about how strong your body is or how clean your blood work looks. It's about your relationship with yourself, your sense of identity, purpose, and peace. After 50, this becomes critical. You've spent decades working, providing, building. But when the dust settles, retirement approaches, the kids are grown, the house is quieter, many men face a question they weren't prepared for. Who am I now? I met a man named Neil, 63, a former high school coach who'd recently retired. On paper, he was living the dream, debt-free, healthy, plenty of time on his hands. But something was missing. He told me, I feel like I lost my edge. I don't wake up excited anymore. What we discovered together was that Neil hadn't lost his edge. He just stopped feeding the part of himself that needed challenge, reflection, and intention. We introduced something simple. 10 minutes of quiet each morning. No phone, no noise. Just time to breathe, stretch, and journal a few thoughts. Within a month, Neil was different. He had ideas again. He joined a hiking group. He started mentoring at a local school. He was reconnected, not just with the world, but with himself. You see, physical strength fades without mental clarity. Motivation dries up without a sense of direction. And health, real health, isn't just about surviving. It's about living with meaning. That doesn't always require dramatic changes. Sometimes it's as simple as creating space for stillness. Meditation, prayer, journaling, or even sitting with a cup of coffee in silence. These moments reset your nervous system and help you listen to what your inner voice has been trying to say. This is about mental renewal. Not fixing what's broken, but remembering what's still strong. You're not just a man with responsibilities. You're a man with wisdom, with stories, with passions that are still very much alive. Give yourself permission to slow down, not to stop, but to realign. Because when your mind is grounded, your body follows. If this message hit home, type number 6 in the comments. Let me know one thing you'll do this week to reconnect with yourself, your purpose, or your peace. Step 7. Annual checkups. The habit that extends life. Most men only go to the doctor when something hurts, when it's urgent, when they can't ignore it anymore. But by then, it's often too late. Preventive care, those quiet, simple checkups once a year, can be the difference between catching something early or missing it entirely. And yet, it's the most commonly skipped step in men's health over 50. Let me tell you about Bernard, 67, a retired engineer. He hadn't seen a doctor in over 6 years. I felt fine, he said, didn't see the point. But his wife finally convinced him to schedule a full checkup. The result? Early-stage kidney dysfunction. He had no symptoms, no pain, but the numbers told a different story. Luckily, we caught it early. With a few dietary changes and regular monitoring, he's thriving today. Had he waited another year, the outcome might have been very different. That's the thing. Most life-threatening issues, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, start silently. They don't announce themselves with fireworks. They whisper. And the annual physical exam is your best chance to hear those whispers before they become sirens. It's not about fear. It's about awareness. Knowledge is power. And in your 50s, 60s, and beyond, power is the ability to act before crisis forces your hand. Annual checkups aren't just about lab results. They're an act of leadership over your life, your body, your future. They tell your loved ones that you care enough to stay ahead of the curve, that you're not waiting for a breakdown before you take the wheel. It's one day, once a year. That's it. 1 hour to give yourself another chance at more years, more freedom, more life. And if you're worried about what you might hear, let me offer you this. Finding out early gives you options. Finding out too late takes those options away. You owe it to yourself to stay informed, proactive, and in control. If you haven't had a full checkup in the last 12 months, let this be your sign. Pick up the phone. Make the appointment. Your body is your home, your engine, your legacy. Take care of it like it matters, because it does. If this is the nudge you needed, drop a number 7 in the comments. Tell the world you're not leaving your health to chance. If you've made it this far, you've done something most men never do. You've paused, you've listened, you've looked inward. That alone sets you apart. But knowledge, as powerful as it is, only becomes transformation when you act on it. And everything we've talked about, your movement, your meals, your sleep, your checkups, your mental clarity, your relationships, it all comes down to one thing: reclaiming ownership of your life after 50. There's a dangerous lie floating around that after a certain age, it's all downhill, that your energy fades, your purpose shrinks, and your best days are behind you. But that's not truth. That's surrender. And the men I've worked with, hundreds of them, are living proof that age doesn't define you. Your choices do. Your mindset does. Your willingness to show up for yourself does. You now have 7 steps, not theories, not trends, but real, practical actions that have changed lives. The man who started stretching every morning and stopped waking up in pain. The one who began eating for energy instead of convenience and finally felt clear-headed again. The one who booked a checkup and caught a silent condition in time. These aren't stories from a textbook. They're real, and they can be yours too. So here's what I'll leave you with. What step hit you hardest? Which one made you pause, nod, and think, that's the one I've been avoiding? That's where you start. Not next week. Not once life calms down. Today. Because your health isn't waiting, and neither is your future. Drop a comment and tell me which step stood out the most. Was it sleep, prostate awareness, mental clarity? And if this video gave you something valuable, a new perspective, a spark of motivation, then do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and share it with another man who needs to hear this. You never know who you might be helping. This chapter of your life? It's not the end. It's the one where you rise, the one where you take back control. Let's make it count.